Next up, we're visiting reproductive health with two innovative startups. There is a new groundbreaking contraception on the market and new technology to prevent premature ejaculation. Keren Leshem is the CEO at OCON Healthcare, and Dr. Irit Yaniv is a founding partner and CEO at Almeda Ventures. And they both joined me in studio now to discuss all this new technology that is now on the market. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, Irit, I want to start with you. Almeda Ventures is focusing on health and med tech. Have you observed any specific tech trends emerging relating to sexuality and reproduction?
Thank you. Nice to be here. And yes, health usually includes sexuality and reproducibility. However, it was a taboo, and nobody was spoken about it in the last few years. In the recent years, we see a trend. People are starting to invest and invent in this field. We see that the numbers are growing. In 2019, more than $500 million were invested in femtech and sexuality and reproducibility. So we see that the field is growing. We are seeing more and more startups in this field. In the last year, we saw more than 10 startups that are coming and looking for investment. And as we will discuss in a few minutes, we have chosen one to invest in.
And we're going to talk about that one a little bit later. Keren, I want to bring you into the conversation because OCON has come up with something amazing. It is called the Bellerin, which replaces the IUD. Tell us about it.
Well, thank you for having us today. We invented a safer product that actually fits the woman's anatomy. So our uterus is a cavity, and in a cavity, it's much better to put a ball that doesn't have any sharp edges. And so we're very proud of our development. I even chose to wear the Bellerin myself. And this is our first product to tackle pregnancy.
Now, I was absolutely baffled when I found out that the IUD hasn't been changed or modified for over 70 years. Is that correct?
That is correct. There's been no innovation in the space whatsoever until OCON came.
Until OCON came around. This is absolutely incredible. So tell me what the benefits are of the product.
So first of all, it's a much smaller product, so it fits any uterus from the age of 15, which is an uncommon knowledge where women think that only women that had babies could have an IUD. So this IUB, intrauterine ball, could fit any woman from the age of 15 all the way to probably before menopause, so 50, I would say. And the benefits are that it's round, it's pliable, it's soft. It just introduces new technology, much higher end products that we use in order to introduce that into the uterus. And so we see a lot less ectopic pregnancies, a lot less perforations, and just women in general have a higher quality of life.
Great. And Irit, your firm, as we just mentioned, you've invested in one example of emerging tech, and it's called the V-Patch.
Yeah,
tell us a little bit about this and why you've chosen to invest.
Exactly. So Almeda Venture is a public R&D partnership. We invest in medtech, as you said before, and digital health. When we looked around and we found out about Virility Medical. Virility Medical is the company that developed the V-Patch. And the idea was to look for a product that will impact major population. And the V-Patch, which was a product of Virility, is as such. So Virility Medical is focused on developing a solution for premature ejaculation. Premature ejaculation is a problem that affects 1 out of 4 men in the world. And when I say men, I mean couples. And this is such a huge problem that when we looked around and we didn't see anything new in this field for the last years, we decided to invest in that. We believe that Virility Medical will impact the major population and will have a major issue on the population as well, on the health of the population.
Two really serious issues. I'm just so shocked to see that these things haven't been, people haven't worked on them in so many years. Now, tell me what stage of development the V-Patch is actually in at the moment.
So the company completed the clinical studies. They have submitted to gain a CE mark. The CE mark is the approval to market the product in Europe, and they are about to submit the package to the FDA in order to gain FDA approval and market it in the US. The aim is to market it by physician, prescribed by physician, but also off the shelf, direct to customer. We believe that Virility Medical will impact more than 70 million men that suffer from this problem.
Great. And Keren, just finally, one more question. You're developing another product as well using the same concept. What can you tell me about that?
Correct. Well, we're developing a line of products. Anything that we can bring into the uterus, we're going to put on this little ball. And so our next product, which is now in phase 2 clinical studies, so we're about a couple years away from the FDA, is to treat heavy menstrual bleeding and abnormal uterine bleeding, women that suffer in their monthly period from heavy menstrual bleeding. But we are going to introduce anything from cancer treatments to uterine fibroids. We're going to deal with IVF. We're going to put hormones on it to be able to allow a contraception that is also hormonal and other indications such as endometriosis, which is becoming more and more prevalent, at least from what we know. And so we're going to work on a lot of pipeline products as well.
This is just a great way to end the show. I love ending the show on good news stories. Keren Leshem and Dr. Irit Yaniv, thank you so
very
much.
Thank you for having us.